Just a little bit under 6 months ago, the HTC One was announced in New York City. Fast forward 6 months and this is available on AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and coming very soon to Verizon Wireless in the United States and around the world, and a red color was just released in the UK. In this very special video, we're looking at the HTC One 6 months later. I'm Aaron Baker from PhoneDog.com. How is HTC's flagship smartphone holding up after 6 months? Let's find out. 6 months later, and the HTC One is still an incredibly popular Android handset. This thing is available at AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile, and still coming soon to Verizon. The current rumor pegs it at a mid-August release date, though we still don't quite know when Verizon is going to get this device. So it's been out for 6 months, and it's still top-notch when it comes to specifications. Quad-core CPU, 1.7 gigahertz, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 4.7-inch 720p HD display, 1080p HD display, 4 ultra-pixel camera. This thing goes head-to-head against the Samsung Galaxy S4, the Apple iPhone 5, and more, and the black is a beautiful color. But how does this thing hold up after 6 months? So let's say you bought this round one. Well, specs-wise, it's obviously still up to par with that quad-core processor with 2 gigabytes of RAM. This has 32 gigabytes of internal storage, still moves incredibly quickly, and granted, this one's only about 3 months old, but still incredibly fast all around, and I've done some resets on it. Pleased with the browser performance. This thing is still top of the class when it comes to Android handsets. And here's the silver one as well. I've been working with a bunch of these for the past 6 months, and just to talk about the build quality, it's metal build on the back, nice glass display on the front. I have noticed over the course of working with these, let me show you my AT&T one. I actually dropped this one, did not have a case on it, and dropped it right at the volume rocker area, and you can see that it's dented right there. Well, the problem with this one now, I can't turn the volume up or down on this device. Now, this one is probably one of the older ones out of the units that I have that I'm working with for review purposes, and you can see scuffs on the edge. So this thing, while beautiful, is going to be prone to scuffs. Keep that in mind. The black one has been used the least out of all of these, and you can see that tiny scuff down there at the bottom right-hand corner from where it's hit on the ground or at some point hit something or brushed up against something in my pocket. Depending on which one you get, black is probably going to be the one prone to more scratches just because a little bit more of a soft touch color scheme here. Easier to scratch up than this, which while it may scratch, and you can see dents in this one. This one's actually been beat up pretty bad. You've got this dent here, and you can see that even though it's dented up for sure, and there's some scratches on it because of the silver color scheme, it's not as bad. Beats Audio logo here, slightly faded, nothing too crazy there. AT&T logo still intact. Everything still looks good, and this, like I said, has taken a tumble quite a few times. Getting some scuffs down here in the bottom right-hand corner, and then top left-hand corner, and then as you can see, like I said, the volume rocker area over here. But overall, they still perform incredibly well. I can't get over how quick this device is. Very pleased with the speed and the performance of the HTC One, and that's no different on the international version or on the US version. Now the red one's coming very soon, so they're trying to refresh the product line with a red variant. There's rumors that Verizon may get a blue variant, which is kind of odd considering Verizon's big red and AT&T's blue. You'd think they'd get their opposite colors, but whatever the case may be. And since then, HTC's released a couple of different variants of this device, a Google Play Edition version, which is right here. Cosmetically, it looks exactly the same as the international and the carrier version, but overall different when you look at it from a software standpoint. 6 months later, you can see my music. I'm not really sure how I have that song in there, but whatever. Got my running playlist, for example, and you can judge all you want to. It works incredibly well. Really pleased. I use this as a running device on a pretty regular basis, and all around still fast, still a top contender, and still goes head-to-head, clearly as evident by our official smartphone rankings first place spot that this device keeps getting. Keep it locked on the site for continuing coverage. I'm on Twitter at PhoneDog_Aaron, Facebook.com/Hi Aaron Baker. Let me know what you think. If you have this device, how many months you've had it, and what you love and what you don't love so much about the HTC One. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time.